Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I have entitled this video, He Has Just as Much Right to Do His Job as You have to do yours. So the comedian and live streamer Drewski does a skit about Black Brits taking Black American roles. Idris Elba responds, and suddenly Black Americans are ignorant for having an opinion about our own stories. Listen to this.
Yuski's new skit is going to have the Black community in a chokehold.
There are people online talking about English actors shouldn't be playing Americans. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. They sound so unintelligent and shouldn't do that. It's like, come on, man, we're all Black. I'm hugely disappointed.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I'm hugely disappointed that there are some people that feel that they need to voice that. I mean, you know, in a world where we are...
Africans are always talking about, we're divided. We're so divided. Who was it that came over here saying they weren't Black? Who was it that came over here saying they weren't like us? I mean, they really wanted white people to know that they weren't like us. Who was it that came over here calling us names? But we're divided, and it's our fault. It's Black Americans' fault that we're divided, according to them. And we're unintelligent to point out how they have behaved when they have come to this country. They think that we don't know. I guess they really do think that we're unintelligent. Or sometimes they say ignorant, and sometimes they say stupid. They really think they're smart, but they're not smart enough to figure out how they can stay in their homelands and make a living acting their icons. They have to come to America and act our icons. It's not unintelligent for us to point out that we do not want foreign Blacks playing our iconic roles. That is not unintelligent.
Divided. We are divided. How do you find further division? Someone that's being paid to be an actor, to pretend to be a character that doesn't actually exist, comes from someone's imagination. You're going to dog on them because they're not actually from the place to be.
So he's showing his own unintelligence. Harriet Tubman was an actual person. Dr. Martin Luther King was an actual person. Fred Hampton was an actual person. The person that played 12 Years a Slave, that slave woman was an actual person. So he's not really being honest. Any roles that come up in the United States cinema should go to American actors first. American actors should be considered first, not British actors. And I don't buy all of this about they're better trained. They work cheaper, and they aren't of the lineage. So they don't bring to the role what Black Americans do.
Most actors are not from where they are.
Right.
Their characters are playing. You know what it is? It's xenophobia.
At this point, I'm almost like the South Africans. They can call it xenophobia. They can call it anything they want to. But we have a right to gatekeep our culture. We have had to sacrifice and work to build the culture that we have. And it's not fair that other people should come in and profit from it and talk down to us about, well, you're being xenophobic. We're not being xenophobic. We don't care about you coming here and writing scripts about your own people and making movies about your own people. We don't care. Black Americans are not going to African countries like Nigeria and Ghana and Ethiopia and any other country that has a movie culture and taking roles from them. Nigeria has a movie industry called Nollywood, and they are the second largest movie production in the world, according to their info. But you don't see Black Americans going over there taking Nigerian roles, trying to play Nigerian characters. Why? Because they probably wouldn't hire them. If they're talking about their icons, their famous people, their heroes, they probably wouldn't even cast a Black American. And I don't blame them one bit. But they think it's all right for them to come over here and play our people when they were not the ones who made the sacrifice. They weren't the ones who built the culture. So they don't have a right to really say anything about the culture. We don't care about them coming to Hollywood and writing about, Jane Fonda, play Barbara Streisand for that matter, since you can play anybody. You're an actor. Play some of these white folks, because so many white people checked out from Hollywood a long time ago, so they don't care. But we care, and we have a right to care. And Drewski has as much right to make a living for himself doing the work that he likes doing as Idris Elba does. And Drewski is at home doing his work, not over in England or in Sierra Leone or wherever he's from, trying to take roles that he ought to be playing.
For anybody who doesn't know, Drewski recently dropped a skit. And this time, he's going after actors from the UK. I know I'm not the only one who noticed that a lot of the actors that tend to play Black American roles don't really be from Black America. I remember the first time I ever really noticed Daniel Kaluuya, and he was in that movie Get Out by Jordan Peele. I remember he did such a great job in that movie that I decided to watch an interview with him after that. And then when I seen him talk, I was like, oh wow. He did such a great job with the role that I never would have knew. Which definitely adds fuel to the argument of, if somebody plays a character well enough, does it really matter that they don't share the same cultural background as that character? So the only thing that matters is how well the performance actually portrays the nuances of what makes that character. This topic definitely does tap into a lot of gray areas, even outside of the Black community.
Now, we're not saying they're not good actors. They are good actors, but our actors are good too. Samuel L. Jackson is a good actor. Denzel Washington is a good actor. Michael B. Jordan is a good actor. We have good actors too. So it's not a matter of whether or not they're good actors. It's a matter of what they're playing and where they're playing. There are good actors in Denmark who are very good actors, but they don't come to the United States. They stay at home and play characters from their culture. That's how we're not saying they're not good actors. Nobody ever said that Idris Elba or Daniel Kaluuya or any of them weren't good actors. That's not the issue. They are good actors, but our actors are good too. And here's another point. There are over 1 billion Africans on the continent and only about 40-something million of us here. There should be more than enough stories, industries, and opportunities there without needing to constantly step into our lane and then shame us for noticing. If you have a whole continent to build with, why is your energy focused on the one group that's already under-resourced and overexploited? They think they have a right to our culture, but we don't have a right to theirs. How about the president of Ghana accepting the Pope's apology for slavery? He didn't go through slavery. He didn't go through slavery. He didn't come across the Middle Passage. He didn't work on the plantation. Those people, those African people, I'm telling you, I don't understand any of them. I heard a Somali woman saying, well, we're running away from our country because we were colonized. And she was talking to a Black American content creator. And he said, well, we were colonized too. We weren't colonized, we were slaves. But she pointed that out. She thinks that she has a reason for being out of her country over here scamming and cheating and beating, but we were slaves. And so that puts her over us somehow. They are the most delusional people on the face of this earth. Now back to Drewski. Drewski's skit hit a nerve, and the Black immigrants have been talking about it all over TikTok, all over Twitter, wherever they congregate. They've been talking about it. And they've been criticizing Drewski and us for talking about them, because you're not supposed to talk about them, evidently. But Drewski's skit hit a nerve because it was accurate. The accent switch was even accurate. The prestige that they try to affect when they come here and do these roles. Drewski had it down. He had it down, and the disconnect that they have from Black American history while still trying to cash in on it. So that's what's hitting a nerve, because I really think that they thought that they were smarter than we are. They are not smarter than we are. They are not smarter than we are. We are survivors. They are runners, and we are not. They make excuses, and we don't. And by the way, those Somalis in Minnesota didn't steal all that money. A white woman is in jail, if I'm not mistaken. A white woman is in jail for stealing all that money, even the $250 million from the SNAP program. But see, the Somalis are so gullible, And they thought that they were hooked in with the white people so much that that white woman used them to get that money. And they're using them again. All that billions of dollars. See, I've always known from the start that the Somalis weren't smart enough to steal $2 billion. They're not writing checks in Minneapolis, and they're not writing checks in Washington. So there's no way that they could have stole that much money without having the power of the pen to sign those checks. So they were duped. They were duped by the white people, and they will be duped again until they learn how to play the game. They're not going to listen to us. But in the meantime, while they're learning, we are going to gatekeep our culture. I commend Drewski, and I hope that we see more of that. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video, and have a good day.